guys, it's Rebecca. Thank you so much for joining me for today's video. Today's video is going to be my first update for my makeup I want to use in 2021. You're probably thinking, we've only been in 2021 for a month. How can you have progress already? Well, I filmed this video back in September and I made a little bag here of makeup that I wanted to work on. I know I'm not gonna get through all of this, but these are just kind of like items that I wanted to take priority. So since September, it's already been 4 months since that video, and I have made some progress on some of the items that were here. So I'm going to start first with the items that I no longer have, and I will leave the original video linked in case you want to see it, but I'm going to go through everything right now. So I have a list of all the items that I picked, and so like I said, I'm going to get started. There are 2 items that I no longer have. The first one is a declutter. I decluttered my ABH cream contour kit. I had put that in my project Partners in Cream project pan back in 2020, and I worked on 2 items. I was able to hit pan on one of the highlighting shades, but I just didn't like it. I thought it was just too hard to work with. Maybe the product was old. It looked too cakey. I just didn't have time to really mess with it. I figured it wasn't worth my time, so I did end up decluttering that. You didn't see it in my makeup empties of 2020 because I didn't count it, because I didn't finish it. I just tossed it, and it's like, you know, it didn't matter. And the other item that I finished was my Bare Minerals Loose Setting Powder, the mineral veil. It was a little jar, and I did end up using that at the end of 2020. So those 2 items I was able to finish, so I'm glad that, well, finish and declutter. So I'm glad that I was able to knock off some of those things. But there are some items here that I've been making good progress, I think, and I wanted to share with you guys so you guys can see where I'm at. So of course, I'm going to get started with the items that have progress, that are currently in a project pan. So there might be spoilers for certain project pans. So I guess you're welcome. The first thing that I'm going to talk about is this Kopari lip gloss. This is the lip glossy. It's a clear lip gloss, and that is where I'm at right now. It looks like there's still quite a bit of product, and there is, but this was full when I first put it in this bag. As you guys can see, it's not as fat as it usually is when it's brand new, but this is in a project pan, so that'll get finished. It's just a matter of time of when. And then another thing that I have here is, I'm not going in order as the introduction video, so I'm sorry if you're expecting that. Something else that has progress is this Anastasia Aurora Glow Kit, and I do have a shade in a project pan, and it's this one. This is in my project pan Roulette, if I'm not mistaken, but this is what it looked like when I did my update for that project, and I haven't used it since, so there is no more progress, but there is progress from the beginning of I don't want to say the project because this isn't really a project, but like in my intro video, there is progress. The pan has expanded a little bit. Hopefully I can finish it this year, but we will see. Then another product that does have progress is this Naked Foundation. This powder foundation from the Naked line from Urban Decay, and this one does have a ton of progress. This was brand new when I first put it in this project, so as you guys can see, there is a major pan. This is in my Roulette, also project pan Roulette, I think. So I feel like I'm gonna finish this one no problem, maybe within the next month or so. For sure by the next time I do an update for this video, maybe in another 3-4 months, I think that will be gone for sure. Then something you can't tell progress on, but I am working on it, is this Tarte foundation. This is the Hybrid Gel Foundation from Tarte. It's hard to tell, and I already like moved this around. Unfortunately, it fell. I dropped it, and so the product got all here on the top, but there's still a ton of product in here. This is gonna take me a long time to use up. A little bit goes a long way, but I love it, and I think I heard that it got discontinued and that there was some drama surrounding that foundation. I live a pretty drama-free life, so I don't know what kind of drama they were referring to, but if you know, let me know in the comments, because I would love to know what happened with that. Then this palette from Sephora, I was able to finish one shade, and it's this shade right here. This was just a matte cream shade, and I finished it in 2020 towards the end. I had run out of my cream shades to set my eyeshadow primer, and so I started using this one right here. So this shade is gone, so I only have 5 left. I don't know if I'm gonna get to finish this. I do have a Panda palette with eyeshadows, so I have these 2 here. I mean this one here, so we'll see if I'll get to any of those other shades, but it's nice to know that at least I made a little bit of progress with that guy. Then, what else do I have progress on? I have my MAC cream color base in the shade Pearl. This is in my project Partners in Cream, and I hit pan, guys. This one was brand new when I first put it in this video, and when I put it in the Partners in Cream project pan. So yeah, I'm happy that I have hit pan on this guy, and I feel like this is something that I'm gonna go through very fast as well. I was surprised at how fast I was able to hit pan. I did use a cream highlighter from Doll 10, and that was 4.5 grams, and I used it up really fast. That was only 3 grams, so I'm pretty sure I'm gonna be able to go through it fairly quickly. Then something that is not in a project pan but does have progress is this blush from NYX. This is the Baked Blush Illuminator and Bronzer, and this is in the color Journey. And last year in 2020, when I finished my Heart blush from Too Faced, I pulled a blush. I have like 5 blushes in here in this bag, but I pulled this one to focus on, and I was able to wear out the dome like pretty much almost all the way. I do have another blush like this in this project pan. This is in the color Foreplay, and if you guys can see, I hope you guys can see this guy. The dome on this guy is much more noticeable than the one in Journey. Journey's almost pretty much flat, where this one in Foreplay is pretty domed as well. So this one I haven't touched. This one, like I said, I focused on it for the last 2-3 months of the year, maybe just the 2 months of the year of 2020. And then when I started my project pan, my Panda palette, I have a blush in that, so this one kind of stopped. I stopped working on it. If I happen to finish the blush from my Panda palette like early in the year, I'm gonna pull this guy back out, and hopefully I can finish it this year. These are not too big. Oh yeah, they are 6.5 grams. I don't know why I thought they were like 3 grams. So yeah, they're pretty big, 6.5 grams. But I think maybe I've used, I don't know, 1/3 of it. It's hard to tell because with the domed products, like you work on them so much before you see any kind of difference, that by the time they get pretty flat, they're like almost done. So I don't know if I've used half of it, 1/3 of it, I don't know, but this does have good progress, so I'm glad about that. Then 2 palettes that I'm not gonna show you, Lexi. 2 palettes that I'm not gonna show you guys where I'm at because it's my Panda palette is the Sweet Peach Glow from Too Faced and the Amo palette from Urban Decay. I have more progress than my last update for my Panda palette, so I don't want to ruin that progress because I want you guys to be surprised when you see my update for February. But just know that I've made a ton of progress on this one. You guys know that I hit pan already, but then this one, surprise. So I'm not gonna show you, but yes, I have made good progress on these 2. Then I have something else here that I don't want to move, but this is my Bare Minerals loose eyeshadow in the color Starlight. I don't want to move it because I've kept it just sitting flat on my dresser, on my vanity, sorry. And I've been working my way that way, and like my shadow markings are marked on the container, so that's how I'm able to tell the progress. I could have set it this way and then marked the container on the bottom, but I didn't do that, so there's no way for me to mark it other than take progress pictures as it looks like flat from the top. But I have made a ton of progress. I'll try to insert a picture. If you guys saw I think this is in a project pan roulette as well. If you guys saw that, you guys would have seen that I've made progress, but I've made even more progress since that video, since that update. So yeah, I'm very happy because I've been kind of neglecting this eyeshadow because It's been in my collection for such a long time, and because it was loose powder, I didn't want to use it. It's just something that I didn't even think about using, but I'm glad that I finally put it in a project pan and I'm working through it. I have two things. I have one palette from Urban Decay. This is the Naked Basics palette, and I do have progress on these two shades. So I'll probably insert a picture because you can't, I don't know if you guys will be able to tell, not really. I'll try to insert a picture, but when you look at it this way, like I'm looking at it like flat, you can tell that there is a significant dip in this shade right here, Foxy, and in the shade Venus. So what I'm doing, I'm mixing both shades and I'm using them to set my eyeshadow primer. So this, I feel like this shade right here, Foxy, I'm gonna be able to hit pan sooner than Venus. I don't know, for some reason it looks like the dip is deeper on Foxy than it is on Venus. I don't know why I use them together. These are very tightly packed. Like, I know Amber F panned a Naked palette, but if the formula is as packed as it is on here, like, props to her, because I think like this is gonna take me forever to use up. You guys know I'm not looking to pan the black one. And everybody asks me, why don't you use the black one as an eyeliner? Well, I have 1,000 eyeliners as well. So like, I'd rather use an eyeliner pencil or pen to line my eyes than to use an eyeshadow prime, like a black shadow. I hope that answers everyone's question. But yeah, I'm only working on these 5. And if I finish these 2, I mean, I will finish them. It's just gonna be a matter of time of when. Ideally, I would love to use these 3 and maybe get started on these. I don't think I'm gonna use up the whole palette. But these 3, I would love to have finished this year. For sure, these 2 will happen, but it's just a matter of when, like I said. And then last but not least, for the items that I have progress on, is this book from Kevin Aucoin. I feel like this one has the most progress out of everything that I've mentioned, just because it looks very, very different than I did last time. So in the introduction video, compared to now, I have used up a ton of stuff. So I have used up these 2 highlighters in 2020. This was a bright eyeshadow highlighter that I ended up using to franken bronze my gray and blue shadows from my Pan That palette. And this was a peachy like highlighter that I used as a highlighter and as an eyeshadow, as a lid shade. So I kind of double used those. What is it called? Not double dipped. I multitasked that shade. And then this one, number 6, this is what I wear on my brows every single day. And I recently repressed it. If you guys follow me on Instagram, you would have seen it. But now I have hit pan since I repressed it. I'm not surprised. This is very, very thin. I feel like I'm gonna go through that in like a week, really. And then I'm just gonna be left with number 5 and number 2, which is a highlighter. This is supposed to be another brow shade, but I feel like it's too red. It looks too red on me. So the way I was able to hit pan on this guy is using it as an eyeshadow, both to franken other shadows last year with my Pan That palette and using it as a crease or as a liner, like on my lower lash line. So I would love to get this palette out of my collection this year, just because it's so bulky. Like, for the amount of product that I have left, I would hate to keep this whole thing and only have like this shade or this shade, you know? So I'm gonna really be working hard to getting this guy out of my collection. And I do have some other products that I haven't used at all, so I just wanna recap them real quick with you. The first thing that I have here is this little macaroon from Clinique. This is a lip balm with 2 different shades, that pinky and that like berry shade. I haven't used either one of them, and I don't want to swatch them because I don't want to get my finger in there until I actually start using them. As you guys can see, they are brand new. So eventually I'll get working on that. Then I have another loose eyeshadow from Bare Minerals. This one's bigger though than the one in Starlight. This is in the color Gold Metal, and this is a more yellowy color as opposed to that pinky lilac-y shade that Starlight is. So that's this one. Another loose powder that I have here is from Laura Geller. This is a highlighter though. It's a loose highlighter in the color Translucent Glow. And that's what this guy looks like. I took out the sifter. So I have a ton of highlighters here. So I don't know if I'm gonna get to this guy. Hopefully I do. I mean, I say that about everything. Then I have another highlighter This one's from Wet n Wild. This one's pretty big. This is in the color Catwalk Pink. 11.5 grams. So this is huge. I had talked in the introduction video that maybe I would use this side as a blush and this side as a highlighter, but I really don't think I'm going to touch this guy at all. I would rather work through some other stuff that's smaller, just so I can get more stuff out of my collection. Then I have this this face palette from Urban Decay. This is a Naked Flush palette in the color Native. Another thing I don't think I'm going to be working on. This is a highlighter, blush, and bronzer, just like my Pan That palette. But I feel like once I finish that, just because I have another blush that I have started, the one from NYX. Once I finish the one from that Pan That palette, I'm planning on moving on to the one from NYX. So I would hate to move to that blush and then use this bronzer and highlighter and not this blush. You know what I mean? So I think ultimately this is something that I'm not going to touch, but we'll see. Then I have this duo from Bare Minerals. This is a face powder duo. One side is matte, the other side is kind of like an hourglass powder. It's a highlighter, but it's very, very soft and subtle on your face. You can't really tell the product, so we'll see when that goes into a project pen. And then I have this palette from the Balm Voyage, and I'm only working on these two cream shades right here. I really hope I get to use these and get them out of my collection. These are for the lips and the cheeks, and hopefully I can multitask them, just because I want to get them out of my collection because they are cream products. Most likely I will put them in a Partners in Cream project pen update, but we'll see when. And then the thing that I think I'm going to be working on like next out of all of this is this face palette right here, or contour kit from the brand Measurable Difference. And this has a bronzer and a face powder right here. So as you guys saw, my powder foundation is almost gone, and so I feel like I would use this to set my foundation once I finish using that other powder foundation. And if you guys saw my Pan That palette update, I hit pan already on the bronzer, and I feel like I'm gonna go through that bronzer really, really quickly. So after that, I'm planning on moving on to this bronzer right here. This is pretty big though. This is 14 grams. The net weight of this palette is 24 grams. That's how I know it's 14 and 14. And this is pretty pigmented. Like, I just tapped my finger, you guys saw, and look at how pigmented that was just by tapping my finger. I didn't even like really swirled my finger in there. So I feel like this is gonna take me a good while to use up. But if I can get this duo out of my collection this year, it'll be awesome. Got it at Marshall's for $5.99. So there you go, guys. That is where I'm at with the products I want to work through in 2021. Like I said in my intro video, I'm not looking into finishing all this. I don't think I will. It's not realistic. But I'm glad that I'm making progress, and you guys will be seeing these products in other project pans as the year goes. So there's a project pan starting in March that is related to Bridgerton, and I really enjoyed that show. So I already signed up, and I haven't looked through the categories. There's a lot of categories, and I'm gonna see how many of these things I can put into that. That way I can make a good dent in these items. But there you go, guys. The next update will be, I don't know, maybe like in May or June, another 3-4 months, and we'll see if I have any empties by then. I think I will, but we'll see how many. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.